Pat Cahill is here from Buffalo Ridge Defense. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Bob.
How was the vacation? Because you were just leaving the last time you were here.
I was. We went up to Ontonagon, Michigan. We stayed right in our motorhome right on the south shore of Lake Superior. Great campgrounds and literally a public. It's Ontonagon Township Campground. It was beautiful, beautiful sunsets. And,
I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet. And a lot of water to look at.
A lot of water to look at, yeah. A lot of water. A lot of waterfalls, too. We went from different hikes to the different waterfalls.
Okay. Wow. So did you get in the water at all? Or wasn't that your purpose?
I didn't get in the water. Hot tubs, maybe. Cold lake water.
There you go.
Probably not
cold lake water, exactly. So for Buffalo Ridge Defense, what's on your mind?
Well, we're coming into the Christmas season. People bring a lot of things into their home, and they invite a lot of people into their home. But, going along with, I'll say that on Thursday, November 14th, it's a free public service class. We're giving at the American Legion in St. Croix Falls.
Okay.
And it's actually from 6 to 8 at night. But it's all going to be about securing your home, making your home a safer place for you and your family, and developing a home and personal protection plan. A lot of the things you can do to protect you and your family. How do you secure your home?
Yeah, how do you?
Well, what's the easiest way to secure your home?
Lock the doors.
Lock the door, absolutely. And you know what? We live in northern Wisconsin. I can't tell you how many people don't lock their doors.
Oh, I'm sure.
And how hard is it to walk through an unlocked door?
Not very.
Not very.
Not very. And it's not difficult to lock it up either.
It's not. You turn the little button, right?
And
especially in this day and age, we have electronic locks that we don't need to carry keys with us. We can still get in and out with electronic locks.
Sure.
So that's one of the biggest things. The other thing is be careful what you're sharing online. It's everyone wants to share on Facebook and share things they're doing they go see family and friends and they're traveling like we were in Ontonagon, Michigan.
Yeah.
But we never actually post anything when we're gone away from home. We never put anything online. We never say, "Hey, we're enjoying our cocktails, watching the sunset." We don't do that because what we're saying when we do that is, "Come rob our house."
Yeah, exactly.
Home, right?
Somebody's probably looking all the time.
But there's always, bad people do bad things, and
yes,
they're always
criminals
are criminals, and they're looking for easy targets, not hard targets.
Exactly.
And when you make yourself or your family or your home an easy target, then
you kind of can expect it.
It's kind of like throwing a steak down in front of a bunch of hungry dogs, right?
Exactly.
So that's the biggest thing we're going to be talking about doing. What do you do? Where do you park? Do you lock your car when you get out of it at the gas station to go inside? Because if you don't, and there's valuable things in it, that's a great opportunity for thieves of opportunity to break in and not break in, but open your car door.
Sure.
Or do you look in the back seat of your car before you get into it at night when you go there?
Yeah, because you never know.
You never know. Do you go to the ATMs at night? I mean, you go to an ATM like at Quick Trip or something that's inside the building at night, that's great. But if you go to an ATM that's out in the middle of a parking lot or behind a building in the middle of nowhere, if you were a robber or criminal and you wanted to rob someone, would you rather rob someone that you just watched take money out of the ATM, or would you just kind of randomly go after
somebody you don't know what they got?
Random person walking down the street?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, they hedge their bets and they look at things they can do to do that.
Well, criminals have nothing else to do.
No, that's why they're criminals.
Exactly.
Right? And crime is picking up. People, drug habits, methamphetamine's picking up. The things, we see a lot of things. And we've got an awesome bunch of law enforcement. We're blessed to be in a community with great law enforcement.
We are.
A great team of people, great EMS, great firefighters. I mean, all of our public service and volunteers that do all those things in this community are awesome.
They are, for a fact.
And we're really blessed to be here. It's one of the reasons we chose to live out here was for the lifestyle of our family and raise kids here in Amory versus the Twin Cities.
Well, just as an example of how good they are, the Polk County Sheriff apprehended a wanted for murder person in Minnesota, and he was up in Balsam Lake hiding out. They became aware of it, and they took him in without a fight. The last I heard, he was still in the Polk County Jail waiting extradition.
As it should be.
As it should be, exactly. It's a nice place to be if you're a criminal.
It's a great place for criminals to go stay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They should all take residence there.
And they should. But we should do everything we can too, and I really encourage everyone to take the time to thank a police officer, thank the ambulance services.
Absolutely.
When you see them. I go out of my way, you see them, thank them, because, when you look in your rearview mirror and you see those red lights because you're doing something wrong, you never want to see the police officer, and those are the people that are the most critical of them.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, when your child has a medical emergency, or someone has a heart attack, or you get in an accident, or someone's breaking into your home, have a plan together to be able to call 911, and what are you going to do if someone's breaking in? And that's a big thing about our public service and our free class. We're doing the one in Rice Lake too on the next night on the 15th at the Veterans Center up there.
Okay.
And a lot of the classes like this that we do at Buffalo Ridge Defense, we do for free for organizations. If an organization, if a church, if an organization, if Lions that were just here preceding me, or if Rotary or something wants us to make it, or wants me to make a small presentation, whatever time they'll allow us,
Yeah, you can fill the time.
I can fill the time. That's not the problem. I spoke to the Polk County, not Polk County, the Tri-County, it's Polk, St. Croix, Pierce County Realtors Association about a realty safety program. But we'll do those for free.
Wait a minute. Realty safety?
Yes.
What is that?
Well, realty safety, if you're a realtor, you're meeting people you've never seen before that you don't know anything about in the middle of nowhere, all right?
Yep.
It's how to be more situationally aware. And it's not just for realtors. I cater that program for realtors.
Sure.
But it's for everyone. You can't, when an emergency situation happens, first you have to recognize that emergency's there.
Yeah.
But a deer in the headlights, right, recognizes there's a car coming.
Yes.
But he doesn't act. So they do one thing, they recognize a threat, but they don't act and they get run over.
Yeah.
So if you recognize a threat, you're situationally aware, you need to act and take the appropriate action to deal with that threat. The appropriate action may be run away. The appropriate action may be get back in your car and drive away. The appropriate action may be run to the safe room in your house that you should have set up and call 911. Whatever that appropriate action is, all of those things are all the things you can do to defend your family and yourself without using a gun. They don't mean, we train firearm safety, we train people how to use guns. I'm taking an advanced course now down in Burnsville. I was down there last night. I've carried a gun for over 50 years.
Yeah.
And I'm taking an advanced handgun shooting course. It's a 5-week course on Wednesday nights from a master instructor in the Twin Cities. It's our friend Gary Peterson, and we're shooting hundreds of rounds. I went through a couple hundred rounds last night. We'll go through a couple hundred rounds a night.
Wow.
But all with the fundamentals, all with mastering the things to do. Because we're always a student, right?
Yep.
Occasionally we teach, is what I say, but I'm always a student.
Sure.
And you can't be proficient if you don't practice. But back to what we were saying, when you see a threat, you need to take the appropriate action. Yep. You need to do what's appropriate to get yourself to safety. The goal is to get home.
One, I have to ask you, because you said something earlier that triggered the thing in my head. What's a safe room in my house? Do people actually have that?
Yeah, everyone should have a safe room.
They should, but do they?
Well, everyone should have a smoke alarm too, but do they, right? Everyone should practice.
I got you.
So a safe room in a house, typically it's a bedroom. But if someone breaks into the front door of your house, in your home, or someone's breaking into your home, then, we'll just leave it there. Someone's breaking into your home.
Yeah.
You need a room that you can retreat to in your home, that all your family and everyone living with you knows they can retreat to, that door should lock on that room also.
Gotcha.
Where you have a cell phone, where you have a phone where you can call 911. You have first aid kits in your safe room. You have a firearm in your safe room. You have flashlights in your safe room. Ways that you can retreat to that room, and you stay in that room. You barricade yourself. You lock the doors, and you stay in that room. I don't care if the bad person's out in your house trashing it, knocking the windows, breaking stuff. You stay in that room. You call 911, and we call it a highly defensible position. You stay in that you have to understand the unique response times to where you live, but in Avery, that would probably be under 10 minutes.
Yeah,
But,
probably.
well, I mean, it should be unless,
Yeah.
they're somewhere else. Yeah. But if you're out in Indian Creek and the deputy's in the southeast of the county and you're in the northwest of the
Takes
county.
a certain amount of time to get there.
It's going to take them a half hour to get there. So
Yeah.
you have to understand that unique time. But that highly defensible position, you're going to barricade yourself in there, you and your loved ones, and you're not going to leave that position until law enforcement comes in and the
Identifies
dispatcher on the phone
themselves, yeah.
and said, yep, there's a deputy outside your door in the house right now.
Yeah.
And then it would be safe for them to open it, or you'd open your door and come out. Because you never want to get into a fight, because there's always a bigger bear.
Yeah,
and if you get into a
exactly.
fight,
Yep.
there's always a greater than 0% chance you're going to lose.
Yeah.
The best way to survive any violent encounter, any break into your home, anything is that any thief, anything that's going to happen to you or your family, the best way to survive that is to avoid it to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's all part of our developing a home and personal defense plan that we'll be giving at that free course
Yeah.
on how to be more situationally aware and how to have that plan. So when you see something, you react to it.
Yeah. The reason I triggered it in my head is because I thought of safe room, and I thought, wait a minute, what can a safe room? I know what one is for storms. You go in the basement, for goodness sake. But a safe room in your house for defense is
for
to get
defense.
barricaded in and don't come out.
And don't come out. That's where you're going to stay.
Yeah.
Until
the cops arrive.
And again, we're blessed to live in an area where we don't hear that as much.
No.
But we don't have tornadoes here like they do in Kansas City either, right?
That's right.
I mean, so you need to have prepared. And one of the other things you need to do is we're coming down to the winter months.
Yeah.
And people rely so much on their cell phones. Do you have a get me home bag in your car that has warm gear? That has,
Yeah.
Back to when we had candles in it to make sure the car would stay warm on the inside.
Yeah.
Now you have cell phones, and if the cell phone, the battery's good, then you can call help. But
Yeah.
if the battery's not, you can't. But what do you do if you have to get out of your car and it's 20 below zero? Are you prepared? Do you have a bag with that you can transfer from car to car that is your winter bag that you can carry with you?
Yeah.
And many people forget to do that, and it's still
Well, I
relevant
don't think
today.
a lot of what we're talking about here, I don't think many people think about that.
Well, they don't, and that's a part of our goal at Buffalo Ridge Defense is to make sure that we're helping people come up with all these different scenarios that they're able to defend themselves and their family. And what are you defending yourself with a go bag in your car? You're defending yourself against the cold and
Against the
freezing
elements,
to get
exactly.
against the elements, right?
Yep.
And if you live in the desert, your go bag in your car is different than if you live in northern Polk County, right?
Yeah,
or
no
in
kidding.
Amory. And if you have pets, maybe you have something in there for your pets. Maybe you have medicine in there. If you have medication you have to take,
Sure.
then you can't. And something happens, you need to have a plan to
Yep.
be able to.
And
get
if you
at it.
have medicines, don't forget that you have to keep an eye on the expiration date. When do I need to be sure I've changed it so that it's fresh?
All those things, and all those things are part of being prepared.
Yeah.
Not being paranoid, but being prepared.
Yeah.
All right, and you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right?
Exactly.
And that's
exactly.
that's what you want to. That's what you want to do. But if there's anyone in the listening audience that has a group of people that they'd like a small presentation to, I do that all the time. Whether it's churches, whether it's Lions groups, whether it's patriot groups,
Yep.
political groups,
Whoever it might be.
they can call us and we'll set that up.
Okay. How do they get in contact?
They can reach me by calling 715-491-6952.
Okay.
That's the easiest way.
Yep.
715-491-6952. Or they can go to the Buffalo Ridge Defense website
Okay.
and they can say, contact, my phone numbers are all on there, or send me an email or text message. Another way is Facebook. I hope I get inundated with a whole bunch of people right now that want to friend Buffalo Ridge, like Buffalo Ridge, or friend me on Facebook from this area. Because that's in this area where we live, in our market.
We're coming into
People
that
watch
time.
Facebook, right?
Yep. So in this next event you have is when?
That is this one. There's two of them. But
Yeah.
The first one is Thursday, November 14th. It's free to the public. It's at the American Legion post in St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin. and it'll be on my Facebook page where they can click and register for it. But they don't have to register. It's a free event. They can just show up.
Okay.
And it's from 6 at night till 8 at night. So
On the 14th.
on the 14th. And then on the 15th, it's at the Veterans Center in Rice Lake. Same class, but now it's Rice Lake, so an hour away. And it's at the same time, 6 to 8. And that's a free class also. It's put on and sponsored by the USCCA, United States Concealed Carry Association.
Okay.
And I'm one of their training counselors and instructors. So,
All right. Pat Cahill, Buffalo Ridge Defense. Thanks
Bob,
for coming down.
my pleasure being here.
Come again.
Thanks.
All right. It is